We just had the giant robot duel. We've heard from our fans. They want to see live action. They want to see these robots go at it. That is what we're doing. That is why you're here. Thank you very much for joining us. This is MegaBots Live. This is hopefully one of the first of a series of events where we bring you this combat live. But the goal here is that we are testing, right? You are seeing both giant fighting robots duking it out in front of you, but you're also seeing a series of like hypotheses and experiments and tests of new technology, of different gameplay styles in front of your eyes, so we can figure out what it looks like to make this into an actual sport. Because an actual sport needs balance. It needs, exciting fights. You don't get that if you have teams building way different robots without any sort of rules or regulations. So that's what we're here to do. But you're going to see after that the first ever live streamed giant robot fight between Eagle Prime and Iron Glory. Iron Glory has been made remote control. It has nothing to lose. It has no pilots to protect. It just has a couple of small hydraulic lines that Eagle Prime can try and sever. But that's about all that will stop it from moving. Eagle Prime, on the other hand, has a giant 500-pound, 10-foot-long knife. So we'll see how this goes, and we'll keep you guys in the loop as we go through the rules and regulations that we've come up for this event in order to make this a fair fight, or as fair a fight as we can manage. After that, we'll be talking to you guys, asking you what you liked, asking you what you didn't like, and then we'll be updating our rules and regulations and procedures from there. And that's the whole point of MegaBots Live. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to get Matt out here. We're going to talk to Tim and Orion, piloting Eagle Prime, in just a second. Here we go. Here's Matt Orline, the other co-founder.
So, like you said, this is the first battle test between Eagle Prime and Iron Glory. This is the first live robot battle the world has ever seen. So you guys are some of the first people in history to see this. So Tim and Orion. Tim, put your hand up. This is Tim, also known as Spicy Tim. This is Orion. Orion, put your hand up. I don't know. We need a nickname for you. Maybe the people on the Twitch stream right now can come up with a name, a call sign for Orion by the end of this event. So suggestions would be appreciated. This is the first ever fight for you guys. Question for Tim: how are you feeling right now? You have never battled in these robots before. What's going through your mind?
Well, most of my experience in this robot is test piloting, which means that I'm more experienced with how it doesn't work than when it does work. So most of my feelings about this are anxiety over the performance of Eagle Prime. I feel pretty safe because I have my meat shield in front of me in case something goes wrong.
Cool, thank you. And you guys are going against an unmanned opponent. So how are you going to adjust your strategy to deal with that? Is there anything you're going to do specifically or not specifically, knowing that there are no people inside that robot?
Well, you kind of got to think about Iron Glory as a zombie. There's really no risk to it keep going. It's not going to like tap out or anything like that. It's pretty reliable, so it's just going to kind of steadily keep going, but it's kind of slow, like a slow zombie. So we're going to try and outmaneuver it and keep its implements away from our exposed bits and give it a good wallop.
You heard it here, folks. First, folks, zombie robot is about to do battle. Tim, we did an Instagram poll, and 76% of our social media, actually across Facebook and Instagram, says Eagle Prime is going to win this battle. What do you have to say about that?
The longer the fight goes, the less the chance we have of winning it, I think. As the fight goes longer, Eagle Prime will become more likely to overheat, but we did some stress testing with Micah when he was remote piloting, and it turns out that Iron Glory is also prone to overheating. So I really don't feel it's as even as people think it is, or uneven as people think it is. I think Iron Glory has a really good chance at having no weak points, really.
Amazing. Okay, and Orion, any last words for your opponents, Miles and Micah, before we go to meet them? What do you have to say to them?
I think they just have to be ready for the overwhelming power that we have versus their little lawnmower engine they got in their robot.
Overwhelming power. coming out with its chicken skewer poking out first, wielding it proudly. We've got that orange tag on it as a safety measure. That thing is so sharp that it can cut paper if you push the paper on it very hard. That big white lightsaber that's poking out the back of it is actually the Wi-Fi antenna. Please do not hack into Iron Glory. For those of you who know how to do that, that would be a very dangerous situation. We would have to have Eagle Prime run after it and tackle it to get it to stop. Thankfully, we've placed these safety tires here to keep everybody safe from the giant robots. If they come crashing through those tires, that is your cue for all of you to run. I don't know where I'm going to go, but it'll be okay. Here comes Miles and Micah, the pilots of Iron Glory, wearing their crew badges so that you know they're not just sneaking back here. This is Miles. Miles, hand up in the air. Boom! Micah, hand up in the air. Our brave, daring remote pilots, risking their lives to remotely pilot a robot in the first live giant robot battle. Okay, so walk us through kind of who's going to be doing what here, Miles. You've got two pilots. It's remote. Who's doing what?
So I'm just turning on and off the robot, and Micah does all the driving.
Valiant effort here from Miles, turning on and off the robot as best as he can. Micah, now this is the first time Iron Glory is fighting remotely. Specifically for you guys, do you think fighting remotely is an advantage or a disadvantage?
The better vantage point of being 8 foot up is going to give an extreme advantage.
Cool. So having a better view over the battlefield
Also,
will...
the fact that we aren't in the robots, so we don't care what happens to the robot, also is in, very, very good advantage.
You make a very good point there, Miles. 76% of our social media thinks that Eagle Prime is going to take the win here. Do you think that's accurate? What's going through your mind, Miles?
Well, so Eagle Prime is much more complicated than Iron Glory. It also breaks far easier. So if it gets to the third round, then it's anybody's game. But I think if we can beat it in the first 2 rounds, it's ours.
And any last words for your opponents, Orion and Tim? Micah?
Best of luck, and may the best robot win.
May the best pilots and robots win. Okay, these guys are going to go get set up in the shipping container house. Thank you so much for that interview, and Guy is going to talk a little bit about the rules of this engagement.
We have 3 rounds. We may have more, but we have 3 rounds planned. And the idea here is that we're trying to balance a 6-ton robot against a 12-ton robot and a remote control robot against a piloted robot. So this is us experimenting with rules. We might change them for the next event, but the first round is going to be kind of like boxing. The idea here is that there are hits of the belt, right? You're trying to concentrate on hitting your opponent, not grabbing them. In the first 2 rounds, no intentional knockovers. If we get to the 3rd round, that's when Eagle Prime can take a nice running knife punch to try and knock Iron Glory over, and we see what happens. But that's kind of our idea for right now of what we're doing to balance this out between, again, a 6-ton robot and a 12-ton robot, and a piloted robot versus a remote control robot. So now we have everybody suiting up. Robots are turning on. We got people in the bird's nest getting ready to turn Iron Glory on and move it into position. We're going to start at diagonals, 2 robots in their corners, and then we're going to see what happens.
Micah is essentially piloting this robot by himself once it is powered on. So it is one pilot. Not only is it manned versus unmanned, but it is actually manned 2 pilots versus unmanned 1 pilot. So that's actually another factor to think about as these 2 robots do battle. And we are ready. The team is ready. This is the start of the world's first giant robot battle live. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight. And here it is. I have no idea what is going to happen when these two things collide. Oh my God. Oh dear God. Now Iron Glory is adjusting its height a little bit. I don't know if that's regulation or not, but it is plowing into Eagle Prime. And it looks like Iron Glory is using its torso twist to really, oh, and the power plant has exploded in Iron Glory, and it is on fire. This is amazing. And this might be a quick end to the first live giant robot battle as Iron Glory has exploded in a plume of smoke. The hydraulic power plant. Tim coming out of Eagle Prime victorious for round 1 of the world's first live giant robot battle. Smoke is filling the battlefield here. We are going to back Eagle Prime off of Iron Glory, see what's up with that power plant. It is not looking good for Iron Glory. This has surprised me very much. I thought Iron Glory would be the most reliable robot in this battle, but it seems after a few impacts here, Iron Glory has succumbed to a catastrophic failure in the power plant. Now, between rounds, each team is going to have 10 minutes to assess and repair. Actually, probably to repair. They're probably already assessing. 10 minutes to repair their robot and get it ready for the next round. It is not looking good for Team Iron Glory here. I am not sure if they will be able to repair that within 10 minutes, but we will find out. There is hydraulic fluid everywhere inside of Iron Glory, even up in the cockpit. Even up in the cockpit. Catastrophic hydraulic fluid eruption has happened inside Iron Glory. Here's the pilots, Orion and Tim. I think we're going to do a post round 1 interview. Orion, was that was pretty incredible. That ended very quickly. Was that the expected outcome for you?
No, I was gonna kind of play defense and just kind of keep the chicken sticker away from our hydraulic lines and away from my face, right? And Iron Glory came to our right, and I kind of just moved into him with the right claw, and then I saw smoke come out of it everywhere. I'm not sure quite what happened.
Tim, talk me through this. What do you think allowed you to win this match? Was there any strategy specifically, or is this just luck?
I think it was just poor craftsmanship on the part of Iron Glory's team. We just came out of the corner, and I just wanted to make sure that we had our grapple over able to defend us from that chicken sticker, so we get to the later rounds and we could kind of use the horsepower that we had over Iron Glory to maybe topple him or do something more dramatic. But depending on how that hydraulic failure was, I'm guessing that a fitting just got loose from being cycled because robotics and hydraulics hate each other.
Can't wait to hear what Team Iron Glory has in response to that. Were you worried about your safety? What was going through your mind?
Oh, yeah, I was definitely consciously thinking, all right, the right grapple is going to go around the chicken sticker and move it away, and then I'm going to come in with the knife, and then they turned, and so then the right grapple was right in front of the cockpit, even though there's no one in there. So gave him a couple slams, and yeah, but I will say it's really quite a wild view from inside the cockpit, like up close and personal. I mean, it's toe-to-toe. Like, we were standing close, like...
that close, ladies and
like
gentlemen.
This
that
close. Like, okay, now let's fight.
Yeah, it's really surreal to be in like the cockpit, because when you brought the robot down to regular height, my front view camera was dead level with the chicken sticker, and so I was like, it just didn't feel real safe to me. But like, I guess just go forward and try to keep the claw up so that we had some protection. But even then, if we overcorrected, all the hydraulic hoses on the backside are just there, and he could have easily pulled on one of them.
What do you think? What do you think Micah's and Miles' strategy was when they went into this? Can you maybe break that down? Was there anything they did that was very unexpected?
Yeah, I think their strategy was to come out to the center and then use that torso twist that we saw in their demo where they ripped open the top of the Camry. So I think they were just planning to just rake us with the chicken sticker and then kind of give us a good nudge with the cannon on the other side as well.
Thank you for your valiant piloting skills, Orion and Tim, ladies and gentlemen, the pilots for Eagle Prime in the world's first live giant robot battle.
We found the part that was broken. There was a part. There may be more than one part, but we found one part that was broken. We are in the process of replacing it right now, so the odds of at least us turning on again are very, very high. But just to let you guys know, we're going to let them work for another 5-10 minutes, and then what's going to happen is whether or not the robot runs, we're going to beat it up in front of you. So stay tuned. We'll try turning Iron Glory on. If it's just a plume of smoke, that's okay. We'll let it run. If it's an active fire, we'll shut her down. But basically, we're just going to make sure that you guys get the show that you came for and beat up our robot.
Awesome. Can't wait for more robot destruction coming soon. Here we are with the losers of round 1 of the first live giant robot battle. First question goes to Miles. How are you feeling? Did that go as you expected?
No, it did not go as I was expecting.
Now, Micah, you were talking. Do you want to add more to that, Miles?
Okay. Continue on.
Round 1, Okay, so this is still early for you guys. It's only round 1. Looks like the robot might be getting back up and ready to fight again. Are you going to be changing your strategy in any way, Micah?
I'm definitely going to be a little more cautious and try and pick my shots a little more.
Trying to pick the shots a little more. So, Micah, when I asked you before, you said that it would be an advantage to not be in the robots. Are you still thinking that that's true, or was it hard to... Oh my God, it has come back up! Iron Glory lives to fight another day! She just keeps on going! Does not stop! Okay, we're getting wrapped up now. We are going to give you another round of giant robot fights. This is amazing. We have recovered from a catastrophic failure in Iron Glory, and this next round we are going to up the ante. So in the first round, the robots were not allowed to attack below the belt, as we say. They were keeping their attacks above the knees. It's kind of unclear where the belt is on these robots. But for this battle, you can attack wherever you want, and grappling is okay for these robots. So actually grabbing the robot and pulling it around will now be allowed. We will see how that will change these pilots' strategy as they go head-to-head in round 2. We are ready to begin the countdown. Round 2. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight. Eagle Prime rushing in as quickly as possible. Iron Glory is sitting down. Oh, and here comes the knife as these two robots collide, and it looks like Eagle Prime is going to tear some armor off of Iron Glory. Iron Glory pushing forward, getting low, lowering that center of gravity as low as possible. And it looks like we have a hydraulic leak on the side of Iron Glory. It is spilling fluid out like Niagara Falls here. In a, oh my God, in a fountain of hydraulic fluid. Puddles returns in round 2. And do we have Puddles, ladies and gentlemen? This is incredible. Eagle Prime showing no signs of stopping that 430 horsepower engine, roaring as we get an awesome hit. Oh my God, on Eagle Prime. These robots are just going at it. But still running. I don't know how much longer Iron Glory is going to keep running. This fluid is going to run out at some point. Eagle Prime going in for a knife stab and backing away into its corner. It looks like Iron Glory actually is getting a little more traction than Eagle Prime as it forces its way forward on the battlefield. As these two robots collide, you are witnessing history here, ladies and gentlemen. The first ever live giant robot fight. This is real. This is real. This is real. Tons of robot steel colliding. Armor panels breaking off of Iron Glory. It looks like it's gonna tip over. I cannot believe this. Both of these robots are still going. It looks like Iron Glory is losing some of its power. I think its hydraulic fluid is definitely running low here.
30 seconds left.
Eagle Prime's shoulder armor has been knocked off and falls to the ground. That fluid is still pouring out of Iron Glory's left shoulder. That robot is going to be disabled at some point here. It looks like its engine may have shut off already, but Eagle Prime relentlessly attacking it, showing no mercy. And that is the end of round 2. The world's first live giant robot fight here in Hayward, California, Fortress 1, ladies and gentlemen. I am blown away. This is incredible. History in the making. The first live giant robot fight at Fortress 1, Hayward, California. MegaBots has brought you an incredible historical moment.
All right, folks, so technically we're going for 2 out of 3, but neither robot stopped that round. We're going to take 10 minutes. We're going to try and fix Iron Glory, and then it's no holds barred. Everything goes.
You heard it, folks. One more round, and the gloves are coming off. No rules. This is going to get even more ridiculous than it already has gotten.
I would just like to thank our sponsor, Parker Hannafin, for this amazing container full of hydraulic parts, which we will be rummaging through in just a second in order to fix Iron Glory and get it all the way back up. Parker Hannafin, on-site program. That's what you need to fix your hydraulic robots quickly.
Here is a piece of Eagle Prime's shoulder armor. Unfortunately, we will not be giving this one away today, because that we'll have to put that back on Eagle Prime, so it can live to fight another day with its armor on. Next part. This is another broken part on Iron Glory. Another hydraulic fitting. Back with the pilots, Orion and Tim, after that grueling round 2 battle. That was incredible. How are you feeling?
Oh, that was awesome. It was super fun.
Tim, were you worried for your safety at all?
I was worried when I felt the tracks go up on Iron Glory, and I could feel the robot pitch back a little bit, and I knew I had to back up right away. And I know that we don't have great traction on a lot of things, so that got scary.
So, you know, the rules were no tipping over of the robots. You know, your opponents are remote. They might not be as careful as you guys are. Were you worried that they were not going to follow those rules and, you know, use their better traction and just go for it anyways?
When I saw them squat down, I wasn't sure what they were quite planning. I thought they might be going after like the main hydraulic hose shots, because now the lower extremities were game. Also, there's a big oil cooler on the front of Mark III that's really vulnerable down in between the tracks.
Absolutely. So I saw, you know, at the beginning of the battle, Tim, you just floored it and rushed in as quickly as possible. Talk a little bit about the strategy, you know, that you and Orion had. Did you talk beforehand about what your tactics were going to be before the battle?
No, I just knew that if I ran out right away, I'd have lots of playing field behind us in case things went bad and we had to back away, which ended up being true. Like he started to reach in with the harpoon, and Orion, you know, back up, and I had all that space behind us. So that actually totally worked out and was effective. I mean, it worked having a faster robot this time.
incredible. Actually played out as you had planned, which is a surprise here at MegaBots. Things happening as we planned. So now this next round, knockovers are allowed. You know, anything goes. How are you adjusting your strategy for this next round?
We haven't talked.
Haven't talked to
No.
Yeah, so we might try and knock him over with the knife, or mess him up maybe with the claw some more. We were talking about a squat maneuver. You know, don't want to skip leg day.
Are you worried that they can hear you talking these strategies over right now over this PA system, and they now know what you're going to do?
Now, yes.
Well, get back in your robot because we're about to get started.
Pilots are suiting back up. Round 3. Anything goes. The world's first live giant robot fight here at Fortress 1. MegaBots, Inc. And we are ready to go. Round 3 of the world's first giant robot battle here at Fortress 1. And fight! There it is! Iron Glory charging forward. It looks like Eagle Prime is not moving. Is this their tactic? They want to fight. Creeping forward here. Meeting in the middle of the battlefield. Anything goes here, folks. I have no idea what's going to happen. The chicken skewer is going in. They have made contact. And Eagle Prime is reaching forward, ripping that armor panel off of the left side of Iron Glory. Iron Glory standing up, pushing forward. Eagle Prime wrenching on that chicken skewer and left arm. And we've got a fountain of hydraulic fluid spraying out of Iron Glory. Incredible. Iron Glory now on a limited time window to do some damage before that hydraulic fluid runs out. That robot will shut down if it stays on for too long and runs out of fluid. Looking to make some more contact and do what it can. Iron Glory sits back down, charges forward, and both robots are side to side now, strafing each other. Those tracks are grinding on each other as Eagle Prime turns to the side, trying to use that knife to cut the back of Iron Glory's cannon off, as we're seeing a geyser of hydraulic fluid spraying out of Iron Glory. This is insane. More armor getting chopped off by that knife on Eagle Prime. Oh my God. This is insane. I never expected to see something like this in my lifetime. Eagle Prime's traction, its tracks look to be slipping versus Iron Glory's rubber tracks, which provide a lot of traction on the battlefield. And that knife gets unhooked. It looks like, Eagle Prime might be going for a stab in the back, literally backstabbing Iron Glory. Twice, 2, 3! Armor falling off of Iron Glory. 4, 5! Iron Glory taking hits, one after another. It appears that Iron Glory is not moving anymore. It may have run out of hydraulic fluid. The grapple going in, doing what damage it can. And there's the horn. Round 3 is over. The world's first live giant robot battle here at Fortress 1, MegaBots Inc. History in the making. Orion and Tim, very happy right now that they have not sustained any personal damage. Probably, we don't know yet. It looks like Orion is okay. Thumbs up from the pilots in Eagle Prime. Tim popping out the top hatch of that cockpit. Big waves from the pilots. Yeah, there it is. incredible amount of damage being done to Iron Glory.
We have a referee, John.
We have a ref, John. What are you saying about this battle here?
After carefully evaluating the damage to both robots, the decision was close. But I believe the winner of the first giant fighting robot duel is Eagle Prime!
Eagle Prime is the victor of the first live giant robot battle here in Hayward, California. Fortress 1, Orion and Tim. Eagle Prime remains the reigning champion of the world. So we're going to go ahead and sign off of the Twitch stream here. For all of those of you who are watching at home or with your watch parties, thank you for watching the world's first live giant robot battle here in Hayward, California. Fortress 1, MegaBots. Check out our website. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Buy t-shirts. We have posters available here. Maybe they'll be available online. We don't know. If you want to see them, make sure you tell us. There's also a mailing list on our website. Thank you, everyone. We are signing out. You have just witnessed the world's first live giant robot battle, and Eagle Prime is the world champion still.